You're born as an egg. 3 days later, you become a larva. By day 9, your cell is sealed, and you transform into a pupa. Then finally, on day 21, you become a fully formed worker honeybee. You chew your way out of the cell and step into the hive. You start working instantly. Your first job is to clean out the bodies. Today, you find a larva that didn't survive pupation. Its body is soft and curled, half sunken into the wax. You pull it free, grip it tight, and walk toward the entrance. Other bees pass by, brushing your sides, but none of them stop. This isn't their job. At the edge of the hive, you take off. You carry the body far enough that its scent won't drift back, then drop it onto the ground and turn around. You do this to reduce the risk of disease near the colony. There's another body waiting when you return, an adult, already dried out. You drag it across the comb, wings scraping the wax behind you. The path is narrow, but you don't slow down. You step over spilled pollen, dodge bees carrying nectar, and force your way to the edge again. Some of the dead are deeper inside. You climb through the brood chamber and spot one half sealed into its cell. You tear the wax cap open and pull it out. The head is malformed, the legs never hardened. You carry it out the same way. Sometimes they fall while you're carrying them. Sometimes the wings tear off when you try to pull them loose. Sometimes the smell spreads before you get there. But you don't stop. You check cell after cell, move anything that shouldn't be there, and keep walking. Your glands are developing, and when they're ready, your role will change. But for now, you remove the dead. Skip forward to day 4, and your role changes. You become a nurse. You move from cell to cell, checking each larva. Most are only a few days old, their bodies curled and pulsing inside the wax. You lower your head and feed them one by one, pressing your glands to their mouths and releasing a soft paste made of pollen, nectar, and enzymes. Then you move to the next, and the next. Some of the larvae are different. Their cells are larger, built in an unusual shape. You climb down and feed them too, but the food is not the same. You give them royal jelly, a thick, white substance laced with compounds your body doesn't question. These are the ones the colony has chosen to raise as queens. You feed them more often than the others, and you never stop to wonder why. At the edge of the brood chamber, the drones are waiting. Their mouths hang open because they don't forage or build. They just sit and wait for you to bring food. You stop beside one, release the same mixture into his mouth, and walk on. You don't interact. You just maintain him until the hive no longer needs him. Then around day 7, your attention shifts. The queen passes nearby, and your body reacts before your mind does. You join the ring of bees that surrounds her, cleaning her body, feeding her, and brushing your legs along her sides. Her pheromone sticks to you. You carry it through the hive, passing it from bee to bee without knowing who started it or where it ends. She doesn't speak, and she doesn't stop. She just walks, laying eggs in any cell that's empty. You follow her for a while, then return to the larva, then to the drones, and then to her again. On day 12, you go from being a nurse to handling what the others bring back. Foragers return coated in pollen, and you meet them at the entrance. They scrape it from their legs into waiting cells, and you take over from there. You pack it down with your head, mixing it with droplets of honey to keep it from spoiling. Over time, the mixture darkens. That's how you know it's ready to feed the next generation. Further inside, honey fills the open combs. Your job is to reduce the water content. You line up beside the others and fan your wings, evaporating moisture until the honey is thick enough to keep. Then you cap the cell with wax from your own body, sealing it shut. You also spend hours in the building zones, shaping new comb. The wax comes in small white flakes from the glands under your abdomen. You pass it to another worker who chews it down, presses it into the frame, and builds another wall. Sometimes you build, and sometimes you just carry wax, but either way, the shape stays the same. Perfect hexagons, aligned by instinct. When the air grows hot, you're moved to cooling duty. You station yourself near the brood cells and fan your wings as hard as you can. Other bees bring in water from outside and spread it along your back. The evaporation pulls heat away. You rotate positions constantly, switching spots when your muscles burn out. By day 18, your wings are stronger. Your responses are sharper. You move to the hive entrance and stand there facing out. You're a guard now. Every bee that returns is checked. If their scent matches the colony, they pass. If it doesn't, you block them. Sometimes they try to force their way in. You fight, you sting, you throw your body at them until one of you drops. When a wasp hovers too close, you lunge and it backs off. But soon, your time inside will end. The hive will send you out. And once that happens, you won't stop moving until you're dead. On day 22, your role changes again. You become a forager. You leave the hive with your nectar pouch empty and your leg baskets clean, flying low over the ground as you follow the trails left by others. The scent of flowers guides you in. You land near the center of a wide patch of clover and begin scraping pollen from the petals with your front legs. Bit by bit, you pack it into the baskets on your back legs, pressing it down until the clumps hold firm. You lower your head and push your tongue deep into the flower to collect nectar, storing it in the pouch inside your body. You move to the next flower, then another, covering more ground with each stop. But then, a sharp shift in the breeze makes you stop. Something is behind you. You turn slightly, not enough to fly, just enough to see. It's a wasp that landed 3 flowers away. It doesn't feed. It doesn't move. It just watches. You stay low, hoping it'll leave, but it starts walking. Slowly at first, and then it jumps. Its legs catch yours and its jaws snap close to your head. You kick and push, breaking free, but it circles around and lunges again. You shove it back once more, trying to hold your position, but it grabs your wing and yanks. One of your pollen loads falls away. You could sting it, but you don't. Then it dives again, this time landing on your back. You twist out from under it and launch into the air. It follows for a second, then turns off and disappears above the trees. You fly home with nothing. No nectar, no pollen, just your life. And tomorrow, you'll return to the field and try all over again. By day 30, your wings are beginning to give out. You keep flying anyway. The hive still needs pollen and nectar. You leave in the morning, make your runs, drop off the loads, and go again. The land around the hive becomes familiar. The same bushes, the same fence posts, the same clusters of flowers. You've been here before. You've scraped these petals clean, and still, you return. Each day, the effort increases. Your wings wear out at the edges. The membrane thins, you land harder, fly slower, and struggle more to lift off again. Sometimes you slip when gathering pollen, sometimes you drift off course on your way back. By day 35, you're only making a few trips. You collect what you can and bring it home. No one stops you and no one tells you to rest either. One morning, you reach a patch of flowers just outside the field. You land, but don't start gathering. You pause. You try again, moving from one flower to the next, but your legs don't grip the same way. Your wings don't lift. You try once more, pushing off the petal, but you don't make it. You stay there. No one comes for you. Another forager leaves the hive behind you and takes your place. If you're a summer bee, that's how it ends. Somewhere between day 35 and day 42, worn out, forgotten, and replaced. But if you're born near the end of the season, your life doesn't follow the usual pattern. You don't become a forager. You're built for winter. Your body is larger, heavier, and much slower than it normally would be. You gather with the others near the center of the hive, pressing close around the queen. Your job is not to fly, but to survive. Your wing muscles shiver without flapping, generating heat. The bees on the outside cool down first, so you rotate, outer to inner and inner to outer. Together, you keep the core warm. You do this for months, and when spring returns, your strength fades. New workers hatch and they take your place. If you're born as a queen bee, however, your life follows a different path. The workers chose you days ago, selecting your larva and feeding you nothing but royal jelly while the others received pollen and nectar. Your body responded. You grew faster and developed differently. By day 9, your cell is sealed shut, and inside, your transformation has already begun. You emerge on day 15, tearing your way out with mandibles sharpened just for this. But before you can even take a full step into the hive, you hear it. Another queen is calling. It's a high-pitched sound, echoing through the hive. You answer immediately. You don't know how you learned it, but the moment she replies, you're already moving toward the sound. You find her cell and tear it open. She never gets the chance to leave. You push your stinger through the gap, twist, and sting her to death while she's still curled inside. But that isn't the only one. You move from cell to cell, tracking the calls, answering each one with violence. Some go quiet before you arrive, while others keep calling until your stinger silences them. Eventually, one escapes. You find her in the open, meeting face to face at the center of the hive. No workers intervene. You both lunge at once, legs locking as you grapple and wrestle for control, each aiming for the soft plates beneath the abdomen. You twist, strike, and this time you're faster. She goes still. The fight is over and you're the only queen left. Skip forward 5 days and your body is ready. You leave the hive for your mating flight, rising into open air with dozens of drones behind you. One by one, they catch you mid-air, breed, and then fall. Their abdomens tear off in the process, and each one dies before hitting the ground. You keep going until you have enough of their white liquid stored in your body, so much that it can fertilize your eggs for years. Then you return. The workers surround you constantly. They feed you, groom you, and carry your scent across the colony. Your pheromone spreads through every comb, every corridor. It keeps the others sterile, and it keeps the structure intact. You walk the brood chamber, stopping only when you find an empty cell. If it's clean and deep enough, you lower your abdomen and lay a single egg. At your peak, you lay over 2,000 eggs in one day. You don't forage, you don't defend, you don't build, you just keep laying. And as long as your scent stays strong, no one questions your place. Then at 3 years old, something changes. The hive is full. Every comb is heavy with brood, nectar, pollen, or capped honey. Foragers land with nowhere left to store what they've brought. The air feels different. Your pheromone doesn't spread like it used to. The workers respond before you notice. Deep inside the brood chamber, they build new queen cells. They pick a handful of larvae and start feeding them only royal jelly. They're not subtle, and you don't stop them. When the first cell is capped, you leave. Half the colony follows. You settle on a branch just beyond the clearing. Scouts scatter. Some search hollow trees. Others check rooftops, walls, and broken fences. One returns and dances, then another confirms it. The signal spreads through wing beats and movement. The swarm lifts off together. A new hive is built, and the cycle begins again. But not always. Sometimes queens don't leave their original hive, like you in this example. Your scent fades. The workers stop responding. A new queen hatches while you're still laying eggs. She walks the same combs, unseen. She doesn't challenge you at first. She waits. Then one day, she finds you. You don't run or resist. She She drives her stinger between your plates and pushes until your legs give out. You fall onto the wax. The workers lift your body, carry it to the edge, and drop it from the hive. No one stops to look back. The new queen takes your place, and the colony moves on. Life as a honeybee might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.